it's day 16 and we are doing a gallet, exercise number 3 from the 40 Preludes. And I'm going to focus on the grace notes. Those are really fun. I love grace notes. What I'm looking for here is to make sure that all of my grace notes have tone, because sometimes it can just be a little bit too tonguey and not enough of the actual air. So that's what I'm looking for my grace notes. And then I'm also going to play with a little bit of some ear training in terms of like figuring out where the harmony is going. So, all right, so let's start with trying to sing it. So, dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum. So I was a half step too high, right? Or just a little sharp. Now, do you hear how my D didn't have enough tone in it? That's what I'm looking for. I want a lot of tone in my grace notes. Here we go. So I'm hearing over and over again that my Fs, my slurs from my C to my Fs are not really popping out. I'm not using enough air in between the notes. Okay, so what I'm doing here is trying to figure out how I can bridge the gap. So I'm not accounting for that partial in between. Okay, so I want a really, really clean slur. All right, let's keep going. Oh, excuse me, I didn't hear my notes. This is actually something that I've been listening to a lot on different stuff that's on YouTube, like Jenna Gardner, Dr. Jenna Gardner from Western Illinois has been talking a lot about if you can't hear it, you can't play it. She does a lot of stuff like that, and I am a big advocate for that as well. And so when I'm missing notes, it's likely because I'm not hearing it. So, da-dee-da-da-dee-da-da. Oh, that G. Okay, so I took a breath, and if your breaths are not solid, this is something I think about all the time. If I'm not taking in a relaxed breath, what's going to come out of my instrument is not going to be relaxed. And that's why my lips were too tight for that G, and it was kind of a disaster. But I was kind of proud of myself for this section here with the repeated C's and E's. Something to think about here is to hear where the landing notes are, all on the downbeat. So, okay, and I actually did that pretty well. So I'm going to try it again. Take a good breath, and maybe not take that catch breath. Okay, so you hear when I didn't take that catch breath, that first arpeggio on the starting on the G was great. And then when I took a subsequent breath, I couldn't get the arpeggio back. So this is how important breathing is. And what happens is when you exhale after you have like a really long phrase, your abs get really tight because you're using up a lot of air. And a lot of times it's hard for you to release the abs to let the rib cage swing out. So that is something that I always have to work on. So then the other thing that I would do to just make sure that I have really great pitch for this, and also just like knowing where I'm going harmonically so that I can get really accurate articulations, would be to just hold out long tones where the harmony changes. So that would sound like this. Okay, so that's another way that I would practice this. Good luck. I think this is really fun. I love this excerpt, or etude. I say those words wrong all the time. This etude is really fun. I think it's really musical, and I just love grace notes. So this was a really fun one for me to practice. All right, see you tomorrow.